Welcome to Albion TV's live coverage of the 5v5 Crystal League. Join us for season-long coverage featuring the top 5v5 teams of Albion Online. Today is the 7th of December, 2021. I am your host, the Shozen, and today I am joined by the great Tazzik on play-by-play and Bogul behind the scenes. We are currently getting ready to watch some Crystal League action, but it's going to take me a moment to find out who we're going to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we have time. We got like 2.5 minutes until we go in. Level 3s and level 5s today. So we'll have some content, hopefully, is what that generally means. I'm looking around. I do see, I mean, a few of the usual suspects probably who will be doing some.
Well, I hope you can find some because I'm having a hard time getting my tool to connect behind the scenes and tell me who's playing.
Let me try it as well. Let me try it. I think we'll find somebody.
I think I got it.
If not, chat has to provide us with names. And if that name is somebody farming, then we'll watch that for 15 minutes.
Bogul, it's okay. I fixed it. I tried the whole turn it off and turn it back on again.
Okay. Good for us.
Yeah, it works out like that sometimes. But we do have a bunch of teams signed up. A lot of teams signed up, actually. And it is level 3s today, I guess. No level 4s signed up as of yet. So, Tazzik, I think you can confirm it is level 3s for us today?
Yeah, 3s and 5s today. So starting off with 3s, going into 5s in half an hour.
I kind of want to watch the new Zerfax team there. The Unganor AFK, Aurelia, FS Petite Fills, Nick BR10.
Yeah,
those guys that's a real stacked team, and I'd like to see how they're doing. Or, actually, this is interesting. We have Marvin with YouTube Asian Tan. And D's
yeah, that'll be the one I want to watch.
Yeah, that's the one. I kind of figured you'd want to see that. Let's go check out Marvin and YouTube Asian Tan, and actually Silent NJ, who was in chat with us earlier today as well. So we have a couple people who are watching the earlier show here on the show on 5v5. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm done. I mean, Marvin, Bakix, and them all been playing for a while. Who's healing them? Is that Asian Tan? Let's see, yeah. Oh no, Asian Tan on Glaive.
I was gonna say he's more of a melee player, right?
He started off as a healer, a very bad one though. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
so
well,
what I want to see though is
on something else.
I just want to see Silent and Jay is healing on Redemption, and I had 2 people, and I haven't seen any like reports of it on any Discords or anything, but I had 2 people say that the Holy Flash ability is bugged, and that the more people that are in it, the more healing it outputs. So I want to see if that actually works that way.
Like,
so I want to be paying attention here.
Affected by
yeah, like it's
AOE?
not supposed to be. Like the tooltip says nothing about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, I use that in arenas, but I hadn't noticed. So
yeah, apparently in Hellgates, it's very obvious when you run a lot of melee that wow, this thing is just healing a lot more than it should.
Right.
Apparently, I have no idea if it's true or not. So I want to just keep my eyes out here.
I'm going to create a new raffle as we get into this one so that people can get their gold codes for the day. Do enter the raffle, guys, and we'll pull a couple of gold codes from the beginning.
This guy is going down south. Bakix wants to go down. They're doing a 3 mid, 1 bot, 1 top. So they're getting their own top cap while trying to interrupt the bottom one. These poor souls probably have never experienced this before, so they actually don't know how to react. They're just going hard onto Bakix, which actually is a pretty good call. You know, just hard pressure him before the 5th comes back, but now they're down to cap, and so they have to make a quick choice, either keep fighting or go for it. They're going to keep fighting right now. Lots of defensives used. The meatball hitting a ton in the front line. The heals are there from Silent and Jay for now, keeping everyone in that front line alive. Bakix, though, he did have to use his res pot early since he was the one to go bot and stop it. I think they're running double Glaive as well, so they have 2 different flanks to use. Glaive is still the stronger melee choice that most teams are opting towards. And I'm pretty sure that's an arcane tank on the other team. I'm not sure what comp they're running. I mean, these are 3, so these guys are probably limit testing a little bit with their builds. Umami gonna eat that meatball,
early in the season, and it's a level 3. You can still check things out, try new things. Not a lot on the line today, and these guys have been able to play a number of level 3s at this point. So getting a level 4 token is not that hard. You can get into level 3s every day.
I haven't. I mean, to be honest, I actually can't tell. I hope somebody can look at the numbers and see if that is a real issue or not. These Nutties almost goes down having to roll away from Umami in the backline, but I mean Blue just hard pressuring not only on the fight here, but also they had a 10 tick because they got their top cap and didn't get contested for it. The damage from them, they do find one on the down turn, but actually they can keep going here for sure because they have 2 flings, right? So they already used one. These Nutty is off in a corner. Is he trying to mount up or something? He's kind of AFK. Both flings now used. They aren't going to find that kill. They could have for sure if he was there. I wonder if he had to just quick alt tab.
Tazzik, he's getting 444 for each one, no matter how many people are in it.
Yeah, I was going to say. It would be very weird if that was a thing.
Oh,
well, that one gave 501.
That one gave 501, but
yeah, I don't know.
just second with 2 guys in it, or 3 guys in it. We just saw with 444. All right, maybe something else was going on there. He might have had another active something.
Maybe a proc or something happened.
All right.
The Urban Dictionary gives me for limit testing, usually stated by a League of Legends player who's preemptively justifying their actions when they are in the clear disadvantage, trying to outperform their opponent. Usually leads to the player dying and infuriating their teammates.
What?
Infuriating their teammates. Yeah, I mean, that is the true part of it. For a lot of the limit testing. Look at that. Dude, the damage from these Q3s, by the way, is still insane on the Fire Staff. I mean, I'm waiting to see when the next tuning patch comes in. I hope it's this Wednesday. I have no idea when. But we have those like NDA patch notes for a while now. And I'm hoping to see the meta shake up just a little bit.
Well, yeah, I am hoping that these the War Gloves get tuned so that some of them do make it into 5v5s, because I really like the style of play that they offer. It's just that I really don't, how do I say, like, they're just not being as effective as they need to be for the roles that they would be playing.
It's interesting because the one War Glove that I think is like, that would be very strong in 5v5 is the one that actually isn't getting tuned at all on the E. The Ursine Brawlers, I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
or Ursine Maulers. Like, that's the one I think
yeah.
in 5s would be very strong, right? You can play
Yeah,
around that really easily. And so that one's not getting tuned at all. So I wonder,
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot others that I'm sure will be very good. And
Well, you know,
we'll see.
sometimes it just takes that moment until somebody pulls it out and uses it right, and uses it with that right combination until somebody figures it out. We've seen a lot of things just remain hidden out of the meta because people are so tight into what they think is going to win. It's very hard for them to pull something out. Yeah, this saving Marvin here was just wild. Keeping him alive here through the thick of it may have let Bogul eat a little bit extra over there because of it, but there's a nice reset down to keep him alive, and I think they're going to reset fine out of this with Blue not having much of a difficulty in this match, just kind of controlling it because there's not a lot of kill pressure afforded by Red.
Red Team's also playing the Demonic Staff, which we haven't really seen used in 5v5. Honestly, Demonic's ability, like the effect of the E would be very strong in this kind of meta where you are having 500 heals on an AoE from your Holy Staff, but he has not dropped it in the spots needed so far, and generally Demonic is better in like burst comps where they're actually going to stand in it the whole time. That's why most people have been opting to Great Curse for multiple seasons now. The damage from the Red Team isn't like low though, right? I mean, they almost killed Marvin. Oh, and look at that. That's a good Demonic right there. They're looking at Bogul. The healing, the diminished is insane right now. His red spot has to get used. Missing a bit of the Qs. They actually could have killed him if they hit one of those Qs that missed. The Impale Chase from Umami. He might not have Fling yet. And that Arcane Tank hitting all those E purges, right? Arcane Tank is very good at controlling, but it's not really good at setting up kills. And this kind of a comp, when you have a Meatball, a Curse, and a Glaive, you kind of want that setup.
Yeah. But they're going to lose hand pack, I think, in the backside if anybody puts the pressure on, and D's Nuttiest does. Nicely done. And keeps himself in a position to just turn around and put the pressure the other direction. And Kamikala?
Kamilka?
Yeah,
whoever they are, their name is about to disappear from our screen. As
well, they got
the Guardian with the shield, the Holy Heals
there's
is
the
there.
save, big heals. And
God,
life continues for at least a moment. Marvin coming down though, bringing the pressure down to the lower level. He can smell that kill. He's got that bloodlust ready to go.
I mean, the healing, to be honest, from these Holy Staffs is insane. Like, what's going on here with the fact that it's an AoE heal for that much is crazy.
Oh my gosh, the flick and the follow-up and then the finish on the healer. And this is going to be a long reset, Robin. I think that, I'm sorry, Tazzik, this one's going to be over, I think. I think we're going to have to find something else. It's 150.
How much energy?
Almost
Dude.
11 here.
All right. Holy is nuts. Holy is broken.
Holy bro.
That thing costs 12 total energy. This man is using a 5-1 redemption staff, and he's putting out 450 heals. AoE for up to his entire team. That's insane. On a 3-second base cooldown. Oh my god, that's insane. The cast time isn't even long, dude. It's only a 0.4 cast time. Yeah, that... Every healer should be just playing that if you don't want to learn how to play nature that well, right? Like, this is nuts.
All right, looks like Zerfax and the boys are about to wrap up theirs as well.
Marvin dive in the back line. This is going to be a clean 150-0 unless they just get a little too aggressive. They're diving Kamilka again. But as this man is running, he only has to stand still for 0.4 seconds. Drop that heal in. It is there, but he gets flung right out of it. The Guardian helmet gets used. I mean, he's pumping. Wait, does that mean that man's using the single target Q? Never mind. What? Use Holy Flash. Umami gonna roll. But yeah, this one's over. Do we have any other level 3s?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, if we have any that are still going on that are
Oh,
competitive.
Bakix might go down. I mean, the Stalker is used, but Poison Wish as well. They missed the meatball. He's gonna live. Marvin surely is fine.
Yeah, all the 3s are going down in the next rotation. There's nothing that's going to last past a minute here. I'm going to check some of these level 2s.
Hey, let's see it. God, what a nuts ability.
You feeling this one, Tazzik? You think you should break it out?
That's not... I mean, that's so insanely strong, man. It's a 4/4/4 heal on a 0.4 second cast AoE for your whole team. That's crazy.
All right, I think that's the name of the tank for this team, Arctheus.
Ooh.
Nope, that's not the name of the tank. What did he spell it with?
Works for me. AK.
Oh, it didn't. It did not. Yeah, it
Yeah,
did not
I'm
work for
on
me.
this guy. He is the tank. They're intent right now. A little bit of a comeback in the works. Is the other team going for a 20 tick?
All right. I was getting the world tour.
Yeah,
as we know, it happens sometimes. But it looks like this one went one-sided before the red team was able to take control of it. The Mighty Frogs up top playing as a guild here. I just heard news recently that even one of our resident viewers here, Red Relief, is now a member of the Frogs after the interview that we had the other day with their GM. So good show. Should check that one out. I believe that was last weekend. Right, Bogul? That we did rigged a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been a while since I heard about Mighty Frogs, to be honest.
They're getting better. I mean, like bigger,
and
like becoming more effective in like a larger sense. And they've been around forever. You know, they may have gone under for a little while and merged with other guilds, but they've come back. The French Canadian community, also a number of international members now, as they've reached out because they've become just so effective. So it's good to check them out. I do recommend the interview. And if you're a member of either French community, check out the Mighty Frogs.
Oh, he misses his battle howl. Doesn't actually have to get the purge that he wanted. They're looking at this bow, though. They whiff the CC as well. The meatball comes in on that frontline Black Monk staff that Lord Loy is playing. Some interesting choices, but I mean, it's a level 2, you said, right? So these guys are actually just testing. Not limit testing, but just, you know, seeing what they can actually play well with, get better. A little bit of practice. Red team down 5 kills at the start. They double kill to come back. Now it's 5-2. They got a triple cap. Bringing the score back to pretty even. They just need to make sure they don't lose this engagement right now. They're down choke even though they don't own that top cap. They should just really be fighting to their advantage here. That's a good battle howl. And look at Reese, actually. He's not really putting that much damage out with that fire. Generally, you should be turreting a lot more Qs than that, trying to stack up the proc for the extra damage if you can hit it, which with this tank right in front of you, you probably could. Down choke, though. I mean, look, dude, the healing is nuts. Everyone is already stacked up, so it's just constant heals of 400, 500. Inside the Black Monk staff, not really doing much either. Is Blue team going to run them down? This guy should have snare charge available as well on his heavy mace. And that's a triple route right there. I'm assuming there's a snare charge. They should find the one on the bow. And now they should be able to just run down this redemption staff. I don't know if they have the extra CC after this route ends, but snare charge would be up in another like 5 seconds if they can keep kiting. But they're not going to go for it. Instead, getting the bot cap, much smarter. Get that 10 tick, start to win it more. Someone has to CC Lord Loy. He doesn't get the stop on it, though. So now they're going to go for mid as well. Try to get a 20 tick off of this rotation. Lord Loy not going to run mid and BMS it. Instead, just trying to fight, save his teammate. And now they should just hard reset. There is one already capping top, too. That's a pretty quick rotate.
Yep, that was very good by the red team there, but they're in a very bad position here, Tazzik. I think they're going to have a very hard time coming back in this one at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially when it looks like only one engagement has actually gone their way.
Yeah.
You probably aren't going to put your money on them. But hey, I mean, the odds would be in their favor as far as a bet is concerned. So, Ackley is burning away, going to Judy down the choke. Again, they do actually own this blue one, so they could keep fighting down this choke. Miz is going to stop that rat cap and finally make his way back. I don't think that cap traded, so he was just making sure. Triple snare charge down choke. And I think blue team is running like a pretty dive comp. They have a claymore and a carving sword. I haven't actually seen the dive happen yet. They go on different targets there. I think Reese didn't get hit by the carving, or he might have actually went down. No stalker would follow up either. The BMS to help heal for his team. Lord Lloyd trying to do what he can as his guys just don't have the damage right now. Look at all the blue HP bars. None of them are low.
Not
Cubby
a single
Sawa
tap.
Finally
No, they're
getting
fine.
a little low. The heals are there for him, though, and there's a good dive onto the same target. Reese almost goes down instantly. The double. Oh, my God. They almost insta-killed him.
That was brutal.
8 to 2 over here. Yeah, but, I mean, even level 2s. I mean, just unlucky, probably. But not a lot of people trying out the war gloves, man.
Yeah, I'm bouncing around, still trying to find us another match here. We're coming down to the very end of this round. The threes are often very quick.
Yeah, often, most of them are pretty quick, right? And then sometimes you get that gem where two guys who normally meet in 5, 6, or 7s find each other.
Yeah, the rare gem. Yeah, that will be the last one we're going to watch in this round as the final level 2 just wrapped up. Congratulations to War Chiefs.
Well, I mean, that's all good. 15 minutes from now, we'll have level 5s, and hopefully level 5s last a little bit longer, and we can see some good action. I mean, how are the crystals over the weekend? I didn't get a chance
They're
to
really
look at
good.
those
We
yet.
had a couple of them that really just were fantastic. I mean, nothing came down to the final, like, 3 points or nothing.
Mhm.
But we had some that were competitive, and it was good to watch. We're seeing some different things happen, and that's always good to see. We saw some arcane tanks coming out. Anytime
Yep.
there was a bow, people were breaking out arcane very quickly. So people are mixing up the tanks again. Some of it's become a little consistent. We did see a couple of matches with no curse. So there's a mix of things happening now in the meta. So it's shifting. We're going to see some changes over this season for sure.
Yeah, I think as a lot of the tuning and stuff happens, I'm hoping that we see some changes in the 5 meta. The balance, or the NDA patch notes we talked about last week a lot, right? Really targeting mostly the Warglaive line. Sorry, the Warglaive line getting a lot of changes. Other stuff getting changed too. Not a lot of big changes as far as 5v5 is concerned, but a lot that will affect it. Still hoping that some different armor and helmets kind of get tuned around, buffed and nerfed a little bit, so you start seeing some diversity in those from a melee perspective. A little stale in my eyes, dude.
Okay, yeah, and there just seems to be glaive. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think I'm overreacting at all, by the way, with this Holy Flash thing. Like, that thing is nuts. If that guy had 802 IP, he had a 4-2 redemption staff, and he's putting down 400 AoE heals instantly, I don't know about that, dude. That's insane. Why would you ever pick nature over that, Druidic? Feels crazy to me. I'll have to see if the other teams start picking up, though. Well, like, you know, teams in higher stuff. I have still been seeing nature, so we'll see what happens. I imagine, too, like that, the Holy Staff would have been, or this Holy Flash ability, it would be worse if we don't generally always have two ranged metas these days. We haven't really seen a double frontline meta in a little bit. And I mean, if we did, it would be a little bit more nuts because then they're kind of easier to have stacked. But
Yeah, you can just let them know when it's incoming, or even when they see that their health needs to go up, they go and stack themselves. And it makes it a little less punishing when they do stack, because right now when people stack, it's all about how do you make that punish. But if the stacking also results in them both getting the heals, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It seems like a nuts ability from every angle. The cooldown, the cast time, the amount of healing, the energy cost being enough that you just regen it in between casts. It's kind of wild. But we'll see. I wonder what the holy mains think about it, right? Like holy 5v5 mains. Because I have no idea how they enjoy their weapon. Whereas like nature staff mains and fives generally have always really liked the ability to have their hots and have that really high skill ceiling and move around, and they get a lot of benefits that way. Like Blight staff was really cool, and that was meta because you were uninterruptible when you hit that ability. And so you could like use that and get out of CC, for example, with it. So like nature staffs have always kind of liked the niches they had. I've never actually talked to a lot of holy mains about what they prefer with 5v5 healing.
Well, I will say, I generally do like arenas, and I will bring a redemption with me in my bag every time I queue up, just because it's very easy to heal with, and I can pretty much just, if we don't get a healer, I can take over and do it, and I don't need to be good at healing to keep my team, in better shape than if they didn't have a healer. And I'm not a detriment to the team.
Yeah, I mean,
and I have no skill, so it's a very easy weapon to use right now. Is what I'm trying to say there, Taz.
Yeah, I mean it's literally point and click. With nature, a lot of the ceiling comes from managing hots on people, watching your positionings. You have to go in the old sort of holy builds. The ceiling or the skill level came in from your just straight up positioning. How many casts can you get off before you get interrupted, or what you can cheat and stuff. Like where you're standing, where your team. But if you can just walk around the map, just hit and Q, it puts down a big circle, have them stand it. That seems insane. That seems so good. I mean, it doesn't seem good. It seems a little too
like
good.
too good.
I want to get out. It seems
like
way
you want to say it's
good.
Too
That's
good?
easy. That's way too easy to use to put out that kind of healing. There's no shot.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that it'll be looked at overall, especially if it starts to become overused in the meta. We will see it changed. But right now, I mean, I'm not seeing it like dominate. I mean, we might see that throughout today, but good healing isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, but is it good healing or is it easy healing? That seems easy.
It might be never easy to heal, Tazzik.
Well, if you could just put your mouse at a spot and then everyone in that, I don't know. I have a question about Crystal League season points. Do they split between the alliance? Well, I mean, it got reworked this patch, right, with Lands Awakened, and so the way I think it's all individual now, and so really you're going towards your own might. I think Shozen, is that correct?
I believe what happens is that your might level goes up, and then when you cross thresholds, your guild levels might increases, and that's how you get your season points.
Yeah,
so I don't exactly. I guess that's a good question as to how season points are still split, because we do know that there's still season point split. Yeah, Delwar says they split. So does it split when you get your threshold, though, Delwar? Is that when the split occurs? Or does it split earlier and all teams get a bit of the might towards the season point threshold? I guess that would be the question out there. And we're gonna wait for that one. So Tazzik, any other changes in the NDA that kind of jumps to your mind?
I mean, so really the NDA was War Gloves, and then everything else is just kind of, the Great Axe, right? This isn't like even a 5v5 thing, but dude, the Great Axe is busted. I've been doing some like open world roam squad stuff a little bit, like 5 to 7 mans. That weapon is insane, right? You're just spinning and killing people in one channel.
Yeah.
I wanted to see people try that in 5s, but it makes sense that it would actually be pretty bad in 5v5. And I think that's getting like a movement speed nerf, or like maybe the movement that you get is just being deleted, something like that. So
Yes,
a lot
the
of that,
movement's being deleted on that scale. Yeah.
a lot of the things that I can remember from the patch are just not meant for 5v5, and really the only things that will affect it are if people play any of the war gloves as a result of buffs. Reading the buffs for the war gloves, though, I don't know. Like, I have no idea if people are going to start playing that, especially because a lot of it is going to be dependent on the team comps and stuff. And I mean, like, for example, the Ursine Maulers, you literally have to play around that, right? Like, that has to be your, like old Siege Bow, you know? When people ran Siege Bow in 5s, that was what you played around. You ran, like, Hellion Hood with Snare Charger, Great Hammer, and you just CC'd and you played around your Siege Bow, right? Ursine Maulers, that would be what you had to do. And I don't think, though, that the melee do enough damage for that to be that kind of spot. So really, it's going to be if any of them can bring utility, right? Like the Glaive brings so much utility and damage, and it's been nerfed 4 times in a row that really, you're just going to continuously bring Glaives until maybe it goes to dive meta and you see swords come back, something like that. But I mean, that's all thinking of like high-end meta, right? You could easily win level 3s with not the meta stuff.
True, absolutely. You don't need the meta to win the low-level 5v5s. It's just that we see so many people jumping on it, so they have as much of an advantage in their fights as they possibly can, because Albion is a very cutthroat game, and everybody is looking for any advantage in a 5s, in any situation, not just 5s, in any situation at all. And so if somebody has heard that this particular cluster of skills is better than another cluster of skills, you know they're going to jump to it right away, and then it's going to take forever to move them off of it if they secure a single victory.
Yeah, and I'm actually hoping that with not really this NDA patch notes, because a lot of it isn't going to be changing a lot of the stuff for 5v5, I would imagine, until people really do find out, like, oh, maybe this War Glove build is really good because people are playing this and this kind of counters that, something like that. I'm just hoping that we see more love, you know, after stuff ends. The rewards for 5s kind of suck. Let's see. I hope we get some buffs to that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I've talked about that quite a bit. The 5 situation, the 20 situation, the situation with rewards. But we've seen this move over to individual rewards, and some people are saying that it's not really working out. I've heard some horror stories, and I was like, oh boy, that can't be right. But the content is fun, but having fun content shouldn't be part of the reward, like, comparatively to the risk. Like, you got to have fun. Yay.
I mean
It
that's a
costs you
valid
5 million
way to
silver.
design it, though, right? Like, if that's what they want, if 5v5 is meant to be this massive sink where you just go and have fun, you don't get the rewards out of it that you could from something else, then I mean, it needs a lot of changes still. But that's a totally fine way to do 5s. But right now, it's not that, you know, and it's also not something you do for rewards either. It's just something that's there. And
Well, I mean, I do it for fun,
love.
but like, it's so hard to do them for fun because you have to put so much of an investment into the time to even do them. You have to organize a group, you have to run skills together, get, people there at specific times. It's not a show up and then play for an hour, type of gameplay. You have to show up, prepare, get ready, then do it, and then you do it for 15 minutes, and then you wait for another opportunity.
I think they're very very scared of the 5s and like 5 people being like such a strong force and stuff, you know, like how it used to be literally 5 people could then designate and control it for their guild and then make sure that they just were all set up. And I think they're really weary of getting it back to that. One of the things Retro said verbatim was, we already did increase the rewards of 5v5s, right? Of 5v5 crystals. We already increased it going to the next season because now you get Might and Favor on top of the existing rewards, and so it should be much better. And every comment under that was, dude, we're making less money now than we were before the season patch anyway. Like, it didn't get buffed at all, you know?
Well,
so
for a lot
hopefully
of
you see some love.
better teams, like from the better teams specifically, they were getting paid huge amounts of silver
Mercenary.
for the season points that they generated. And now the season points are no longer generated in the same way, and so nobody is willing to pay for them or fewer, I should say, are willing to pay for them, and it's just not as lucrative for the 5v5 teams. But the problem is that that seems to be a situation that has filtered down all the way to the lower levels too, and we're seeing a lot of complaints. And I mean, I can understand where the developers are coming from, saying, "Hey, the rewards have been upgraded," and my response would be, "Hey, do you know what 5 sets of gear costs?"
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
The
it's 5
barrier to
sets
entry is
is
still insanely high.
very high.
The even if you lose, you're
Phaser
still
dude,
losing hard.
hold on, I gotta Phaser dude. I've seen you at me like 5 times to look up your guild that doesn't exist. I've looked it up. I ain't seen it. Bogul's looked it up. He ain't seen it. You're spelling your own guild wrong.
Are you sure that's his guild? You just said look it up. I see.
Oh, maybe
earlier
I
he
should
said
just
his
look it up
guild.
on Google. Red knots on Google. I don't want to
Yeah,
know what red knots are
what
on
does
Google.
he mean? Did
Yeah.
earlier he say that was his guild? Like red
Yeah.
knots?
Well, then you
Okay.
have no season. If you created your own guild yesterday, you have no season points, and therefore don't qualify to even be looked up. I'm sorry. Like I can't help you. I've tried. All right, Tazzik, we have about 2 minutes to go in, and we have some different teams signed up. The Asian Tan Marvin Silent NJ team is signed up again. We have the Zerfax team. We have a Blanca de Hua team with Pratom and Sabata. A Ochiwan team with Barak and the Bobo. What would you like to see here today?
Or we could follow the boys. We just saw win a level 3 150. Maybe see what they're gonna do
All
in
right,
the level
well, I'm
5.
fine with that. We can head over to the Marvin team and harass them a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see if they upgrade. Actually, let me hop over. Level 3s and level 5s do have a different IP cap, so hopefully they upgraded a bit. In the last match, Silent and Jay only had 5-1. Actually, he still only has 5-1, at least on the weapon, which is what I wanted to see. But we'll see. If they 150 again, we can easily swap off. But hopefully the level 5 matchmaking, there's a lot less teams who are doing it, and so hopefully it's a lot closer.
Yeah, these are much more skilled teams all fighting against each other. Here we have some of the best teams that we've seen sign up all day are all signed up right now. So let's see what goes on in about a minute, I would say. Any final words, chat?
Yeah, just under a minute till we go in.
Oh, you know what? I think it's time to make sure we have that raffle going, Tazzik.
I've seen a lot of people
I didn't pull any raffles. I didn't pull any raffles.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull 2 right now. Delwar, did you already win today? I think Delwar already won today, which means he gets upgraded. That's brutal. All right, let's go in.
Nice little world tour. Let's see. All right, we got Marvin. I don't know who the opponent is just yet. I guess I'll just wait to see. I wonder if they do the 131 again. I mean, in level 3s, it's a really good way to just quickly 150. Oh, they are going to do it this time, setting Marvin instead. It's a lot better to send your tank because one of the correct answers, which is just kill the guy who does it, a lot harder when it's your tank. Marvin on Pole Hammer this time is going to stop Vol Nazera from getting that cap, and now he's going to get pumped. The team should just come back here to start hitting him as well. Say they're looking at Silent NJ with a big anti-heal comp coming in. This is the kind of stuff you'd expect to see, right? If AoE heals are what people are playing with that holy stuff, Demonic coming back as well as Photo Tenacity is one way to counter it hard. They find a kill onto Silent NJ off the rip. Still going hard onto the back line here. Silent NJ, obviously the healer, so he wasn't able to keep himself alive. Blue team with no heals, though, needs to get out of here. I think everyone made it. Yeah, Bakic's already made it back. Although, where's D's Nuttius? I haven't seen him yet. Did he go the wrong way?
I don't know.
Let's see. Oh my god, he's hiding. Yeah, he's doing the class. So he split off. He went down right, and so he's hiding in a corner so that no one sees his name tag. That way he doesn't die solo. It's been a while since I've seen some of that stuff. But they do need to regroup at some point. So I think he's making his way
These guys
back
are
to the tent
taking
now.
quite a while at the tent
Yeah,
here.
a little bit of
Taking
time.
some time.
I mean, the other team, remember, they're playing Hooded Tenacity Demonic with Staff of Balance, so they're just hard shredding the AoE heals. And this team, they're both running the exact same healing setup, so they are just going to straight up get out healed, especially because they're down 180 IP on the healers. Bokix goes out and dies. I don't know what he was doing there. If he right-clicked and disconnected, his team was not ready for it. Maybe he was trying to help D's Nuttiest get back. But Bokix will go down. I think he was geared as well. Not naked. A little bit of a weird situation.
What is going on
happening.
here, Tazzik?
A little bit of a weird situation.
Explain to me what I'm seeing. Why is this happening? We watched these guys because they were good, and then
Well,
they
this is
ran
why
up
you
against
follow.
Lazan Haman.
Yeah, this is why you stick to the devil you know. You know, they look good in a level 3. All of a sudden, they see Fatnix, Volnazera, Lasagna Man, and now they're getting destroyed. Also,
Lasagna Man with his SOB out here today. Staff of Balance have been seeing it more often recently. Interesting to see for sure. Out there with the slow and healing reduction.
Yeah, the damage is on to Lasagna Man right now. He did drop his rocks. Dude, the firewall from Fatnix, though. Sticking Asian 10 right on top of him. The damage coming out is insane right now. Stalker misses Maya, but Bokix and Tan do have double flings ready to go. Lasagna Man's still 1 HP. They could swap to him instead. The Pierce was there, but that's a very nice firewall coming in from the red team to keep their healer alive. The Demonic not getting a lot of value right then, but they have been getting sick value with it on these AoE heals. Volnazera getting clipped by that meatball. He's going to start burning, and red team, they need to start dropping some of those heals right now. The bubble is going to come in, the Celestial Sphere, rather. Fatnix going to roll back to safety, pop his Cleric Robe. Tan, very low, no res pod either. Dodges a Q3, rolls out of his teammates' heals. Needs to be careful. The Sphere comes down for himself. And the Demonic on the retreat. It's really a Demonic placement. They should just kind of go up, though, and like fight through it, not go down. On the left side is Zanya Man and Aang's looking at Silent and Jay in the corner. It's very hard as this healer to get sit on by 4 different kinds of anti-healing.
Oh, no, Volnazera, are you going to get... Oh, nicely done. He gets out of there. Man.
The anti-healing coming in is insane, man. These guys
really
on blue team are going to just lose the game unless they hard swap to something else because they're getting... They have the same comp. So if you have the same comp, but the enemy team is stopping 60% of your healing, that's rough. Lasagna Man, that's also rough, buddy. Just died to the tent as he gets double flinged into it. He is going to go down. Oof.
I got to say, Tazzik, it looks like the other team is like hitting these guys with fire, something nasty, but it is nothing compared to the burns they're getting in chat.
What's happening? Wintry.
They used to be good 20 years ago, though.
I mean...
Oh,
true.
wow.
True. I mean, everyone on the team we're watching, except for Silent and Jay and D's Nuttiest, has been on insanely good teams at some point, right? Silent and Jay and D's Nuttiest have played a lot of 5v5s, but like Asian Tan was on a team with me, did very well.
That you're going to say was good, yeah.
Marvin, that was so good, SBI deleted that content from the game. Marvin, all very good teams, very good Hellgator, runs Hellgate
Marvin,
Discord.
great Hellgator, yeah.
Bokix also has made it to the CLC multiple times.
Multiple times, yeah. He's a very good, respected veteran player.
They're going
up against Lasagna Man and a real good team with Fatnix.
Yeah.
Fatnix, no joke, too. I mean, he goes back
Fatnix
forever.
Is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fatnix is great. Aang's is really good. Lasagna Man's a good tank. I really think, though, they're just getting hard destroyed by this anti-heal stuff. Like, if you're running a mirror match and your healing is 60% less off the rip, what are you going to do? You know?
Like, the dual dot situation with anti-heals combined is just so much that it's too much over time. It's too much over time.
What a great demonic spot. Right down the choke. You know they have to walk down into it. The Judy gets put on top of it. Fatnix playing beautifully here. Oh my god. In the demonic, the heal to and unless the heal did 144 when it normally is doing like close to 500. That's so much anti-heal. Marvin bleeding out. Needs to be careful. Lasagna Man very low though. Does not drop his rocks in time. And Maya not in a spot to heal him. Not
there's a trade.
Eats the meatball. He did not think that was
they really had an opportunity here, Tazzik, and I think that's it. As I'm looking at the health on this blue team, and I don't think they're going to have it here. I think they've got to run and save themselves as the DPS is still pushing.
Yep, they might have.
They don't need their tank right now. Like they've already just taken this one and just brutal push right through to the end. 140-0. Wow.
Oh, he's Nuttiest dies to end it. 2-7. So they didn't get, destroyed, but they
Oh.
did get destroyed adjacent. It was really
destroyed
bad.
adjacent. Okay.
Yeah,
So it was
really bad.
close to adjacent. Okay, I see what it is.
But hey, they got 2 kills. So but I mean, did they actually get 2 kills? What happened, Marvin? What happened there, dude? You kind of one of them was a fling. But yeah, the IP difference was insane. That's why I was saying before this started, are they going to upgrade gear? They came in here with like 150 to 200 IP down on everyone. So
I'm checking to see which one of the remaining 2 fights that we have is in a better position. We'll go to that one. Actually, Nick BR10 and the boys are doing quite well. It's a very tight match, 71-96. Nick BR10 and the boys have 3 caps. I believe FS Pet Fills is the tank, but he has gone down. Is there a trade on the field? I don't see it. Yes, Ruined Experience up top if they can find it. And they're pushing for it. But Zerfax
yeah, this is the
back
Aurelia
the other
team,
way
really good.
is
Aurelia
in
and his team
big
is
trouble.
so strong. I think this is both teams actually who run no curse because both of them have 2 really good Frost players, right? Ruin and Zerfax. So a little bit of a
Zerfax is
different
going to get killed
way to
there.
play.
Yep. Goodbye.
Yeah, 4v5 for a long time, but like that's 8 points on the deaths. But they got a 20 tick for doing that. And they might get another one here. If Petit goes and stops that, he rolls for it. He does find a stop. Did he roll for that? Does he have royal shoes on? What did he use there?
I
he
don't
did.
know.
Royal shoes
it
on
looked
a
like a
tank.
monkey
Okay,
flip,
and he died for it. But
Dived
that's
in. I
12
like it.
points, right? That's 12 points they've lost. They got 20 out of it. Will they get another? It looks like they are. Nobody started that bot cap in time, so they did net points in the end. And a lot of them, too. They've now taken the lead.
Well, just a lead by 2 points here as Red is going for yet another cap. 1 point lead here.
Man, what
this is a
Petit
real
doing?
tight match. I don't know
Petit's
what he's
swapping
doing.
off of royal
no
shoes
idea.
now on. He's on mercenary shoes now. What is he? I think Petit is the guy I know who plays like run on shoes. So probably refreshing spirit or run. I don't know if he's gonna run Invis on the mercenary shoes. Hopefully not. Might get some cheeky plays off though. You never know. Onion, a very strong, one of the better holy healers. I've been saying for a while now. One of the best holy healers in the game, I think. But Zerfax and Ruin, kind of the fight between the 2 Froststaff players. Really the only 2 I know. See who's a little better. So far, it's even. Zerfax getting pumped by Ruin. Has to blink away. He did eat that meatball, though. Even with that blink. And Genie just pumping damage with that wildfire. Nick BR not able to trade effectively. Has to go down the choke. It's a triple geyser. Stopping the heals. Rather, the AoE heals. It just 2 healed everyone back up to full. Aurelia going to get hit by that bubble. Juliet doing the same for his team. Not her team. FS Petit looking at this choke. I think they want to go down it. Oh, but they find Zerfax actually fleeing into that meatball. He did eat that. That's a lot of extra damage because of that knockback. Ruin now sent down choke by Aurelia. Juliet's going to eat the meatball, but not ruined. Elite 10 comes back, burning alive. And this choke is so clumped up. They're getting so much value from these heals. Onion is right now. Red team might want to separate them a little bit. Social Sphere is being used by Red and Blue at the same time. The Judy is down for Red, though, so it looks like they have the advantage, especially on that choke. Ruin dropping bombs on it for now. Hooded Tenacity gets used by the Blue team, but it didn't really get any value. And now Relicer looking to maybe go for a fling onto somebody Petit with a good stun combo. The meatball not going to connect from Nick BR, and Blue team is getting sent back to tent right now. The cap's still in favor of Red, so they're going to get another 10 tick as well. Elite 10 with the anti-heal shoes. Like seeing those. Zerfax still solo in the corner. Onion needs to start dropping some heals on, and the Hooded Tenacity gets used on top of Aurelia. The healing is not going to be there. The bubble connects. The Judy as well. Everything to save him. The speed
Everything,
gets used.
and it does it. But this is a situation where these guys have to make a turn because that top cap is going quickly, and they need to get here before they get blocked on this because it's possible. And nope, no possibility on that block. It looks like these guys are nice and quick, and Patet Fills is easily in position to stop anything that would come down those stairs.
Yeah, I think Red
But
team.
I feel like you needed to move up to the top there before they could make action in the choke here, because we're already starting to see a little bit of action in the choke, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, Red team
now they're
is
out, yeah.
playing with
good.
a little bit more anti-healing than the Blue. Their damage, though, seems just less. Sorry, Blue team's damage does seem less as well.
Yeah.
Like, Red team is just pumping. That is a massive meatball stun, though. I think that found 4 people each. Red team now getting pushed down the choke by Petit and Aurelia. Nick BR dropping Q3s. He misses Relicer with the big one, though. I think Relicer had to use Res Pot there. So the damage is still strong onto Elite Tan and Juliet. Reliker already full HP, and they're hard going down this choke. They need to at some point turn around and get middle, or they're going to keep eating the 10. So the tenacity on Aurelia, the healing not able to keep him alive. His onion gets interrupted on the last cast, and Aurelia will go down. Red team now, I mean, they kite it off. They healed on the choke, right? When everyone's standing together, it's much easier to just 5 heal everyone up. Onion just saves everyone's HP. Now they're going to run down blue. They are going to get a 10 tick. If they get a kill in the cap, though, the match is just over. I mean, blue isn't out of it yet, though. They are holding
No, they
the
still
4v5.
have an opportunity. It's only, you know, the 10-point lead, you know, the 10-point cap here that they're going to take, and they can get 2 more in. Oh, especially if they block that one over there. They grabbed Imagini, stopped him from getting the 3 cap. They're not going to take the 20. They've got one more go at this.
Teet's going hard, dude. Teet wants this win.
They have to go in. They have to go in. They
really
can't diddy dance around. They have to go in, find a target, take him down, probably take out 2 targets very quickly, or they're not going to be able to take this down.
Yeah, at this point, this is a hard dive, get a kill, and then just keep the 5v4 and hard dive, get another kill. Keep the 5v3, because even with 1 kill, you still lose. Aurelia in the anti-heal is going to go down again, and that means it's GG here in 20 seconds. The healing from Onion not able to keep him alive. Which is interesting that the burst from the Frost Staff and not a curse on top of it was able to just drop him that fast. But it makes sense, right? Especially because Ruined is a very good Frost player. Kept him CC'd in there. And another kill onto Nick. I think everyone else should live, so we'll just lose on point. T trying to do it again to save the boys. And yeah, it should be over. Good match, though. Much closer match than the first one that we saw.
Oh, absolutely. It was a nice match between these guys. And I just heard from Marvin and the boys that they intend to be coming back and practicing and doing better in the future. I hope we get to see them throughout the season. I would love to see them in the CLC at the end of the season. I think they would fit right in.
I think some team with Marvin on it will be there. I think a few of those people were pugs, though. I don't know if that's the team Marvin wants to play with. Like consistently, but sure, he had fun in the pugs, right? A little bit of a drastic difference from the 3 to the 5, and that's how it goes, you know? You got the 3's numbers, you play confidently, you go to the 5s, they didn't even upgrade a gear, and they just got destroyed.
Well, they apparently they had a bit of an IP gap.
Yep.
And they did need to, you know, they do need to upgrade the gear, maybe practice as a team a bit. Well, I'm hoping that we see them go forward.
I love Marvin, dude. Good stuff, Marvin. I hope to see it. Hey, Marvin, hit me up. I'll do some 5s with you, man.
I love what he said, too. Haha, and who knows, indeed. And for you guys hating me, maybe one day you too can say you were good at Albion 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I like that.
Love me some Marvin. Love me some Marvin, dude. What a nice guy.
We have a lot of great characters in Albion, and like my favorite thing about this game, and I say it all the time, is that we all play together. And so the people like Marvin, who do their thing in the CLC, you have a chance to run into them, these characters, if you play as well. And even if you don't play the Crystal Leagues, you can run into them in the open world that you share with them. And the champions from the Crystal League Championship are also the same guys that could gank you over in Red Tree or Limhurst. Well, they're not going to get you in Lim, but maybe faction warfare outside of you would. I don't know. But it's a true shared world, and that's really cool because your heroes are our heroes, and the villains are the villains we all share as well. I think it's time for some gold.
Best part about Albion is the fact that a lot of the content gets done and created by the players, right? A lot of the end game stuff is just player driven. Really like that.
100%. And it's the players and their interaction with each other that really creates the content. It's not so much the events that SBI puts in front of players that make the best content. It's the choices that players make while fighting for those objectives that really make the stories for Albion, and that's what's really cool here. And we have 3 more winners, and if you are interested to see if you won, go ahead and check chat and whisper me if your name was drawn, and I will be sending out codes in the next day. Anything you want to say before we head out of here, Tazzik?
No, I think all the 5s for today are done. Next 5 show will be on Saturday. A little bit higher levels, so hopefully you see a little bit better teams on that one. And if you didn't, you can check out the earlier stuff from this Saturday, I guess, last Saturday. Apparently there were some bangers. I got to go look as well. But, hopefully we see some changes to the 5 stuff, and it gets a little bit better than how it is now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a long progressive change with this new meta, and I'm glad to see that it's mixed things up. We're already seeing different things happening, and that's fun. All right, but Tazzik, when's the next time we're going to see you? I understand that we have an interesting schedule this week, and you're going to be part of it.
Yeah, tomorrow, a war report, I think, because of some reason. Maybe shouldn't say that one, unless, I don't know if we've said why, but
No,
I will be there tomorrow.
You'll be here tomorrow, yeah. I have 2 days off, yeah.
Yep, yeah. Not going to say why, but I will be there tomorrow and the day after. Nothing too crazy.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. Wrap.